So there are two types of multiplexing: time multiplexing and frequency multiplexing. So common examples is that when you connect several peripheral devices or share a single transmission line or a bus to communicate with the computer, right? Each devices is allocate a time to send or receive the data. At any time, only one device using the line. Suppose if you are having the bus which is connected to your computer, as we were discussing. Uh, if you are having a printer, mouse, or any other like fax or any other machines which is connected to this computer, so at a time only one device can access this whole bus at a time, right? Um, so this is an example of time multiplexing, since each device is given a specific time to use the line. In frequency multiplexing, several devices share a common line by transmitting at different frequency. So how time multiplexing is different from frequency multiplexing? So if you see time multiplexing, what we are having a single channel where several devices are there, and each device has some time slots. Each devices has some time slots, and on those time slots, each devices will occupy whole of this data line or a whole of this bus. Whereas frequency multiplexing, if you see, so again we are having a channel. Here also we are having several devices or several operations. Now these several devices will utilize some width of this channel, or you can say at different frequencies. The whole channel is not allocated to each devices, right? In fact, you can say that the width of the channel is divided, and each device utilizes the same width, or you can say the same frequency. Suppose if some device is working at 100 hertz, other devices may work at 200 hertz, some or likewise, right? So in time multiplexing, each device utilize each whole bandwidth or whole channel, you can see in this first case. Whereas in frequency multiplexing, the channel is divided into different frequencies, and each device can access the channel at any time, but given the condition that it has to operate at certain frequency, right? So this is the basic definition of time multiplexing and frequency multiplexing, though it is not in the digital electronics domain that we are going to discuss, but just for a brief idea I have given the examples. So example of frequency multiplexing, if you see the radio that we used to hear in our day-to-day life. So there are different channels available like 93.1, 98. Like say 98.3 or some other megahertz. They are in megahertz range, right? So you can see the path or the channel is same, that is air, and they are having the different frequencies, right? Some channel operate at different frequencies, another channel can operate at different frequencies. So this is the example of time and frequency multiplexing. So a multiplexer or a data selector, now we will move back to our digital electronics. A multiplexer or a data selector is a logic that accepts several data inputs and allow only one of them at a time to get through the output. So let me write a multiplexer, or it is also called as data selector, is a logic that accepts several data input and allows only one of them at a time to get through to the output. So if I want to show in block diagram view, so let us say this is a multiplexer, a box containing some circuitry has, I'm calling it as a multiplexer. We are having several input lines. You can call it as input, and based upon certain logic, we will get a certain output, right? Only one output will be there, and several inputs can be there. Now, what decide which input should go through the output? Like D0, if you are having D0, D1, D2, and D3, what output should be there in the multiplexer? What decides? So this is decided by the select lines. So the routing or selecting of desired data input to output is controlled by select input. So here we are having the select lines, right? So you can see we are having three categories here in multiplexer. We are having input, we are having output, and based on the select input, certain input will be flowing to the output. So this is the basic circuitry of the multiplexer. Now we will see first multiplexer, that is called as 2x1 multiplexer. So as you can see, the output is 1. So output will always remain 1 in any of the multiplexer. So therefore you will see some examples of common multiplexer is 2x1, 4x1, 8x1, 32x1, 64x1. So you can see here one is representing the output, and these many are representing our input, right? So again, in a multiplexer, we are having three quantities. First one is input, second one is output, and third one is select input. And based on the select input, the certain output will be flowing to the output. Okay. So first example is 2x1 multiplexer. So let me first draw 2x1 multiplexer. Here you can see input will be 2 input and output will be 1. So let us draw an input. Let us say this is D0, this is D1. Let us denote an output by Z, and let us say that select input is S, right? So we can implement this using truth table, a functional table. S can have two values. S can have either 0 or S can have either 1. If S is 0, D0 will flow through the output. If S is 1, D1 will flow through the output, right? So this is the functional table. So when S is equal to 0, you can say that D0 will flow to the output, and when S is equal to 1, D1 will flow to the output. So now if you want to see what is the circuitry will look like, that is inside this black box, inside this how the circuitry will look like. So you can draw two AND gate, and we can have one input as D0, another input to this AND gate is D1, and this input we can have S here, and input to this S is, you can say that when S is equal to 0, so that is why I have used NOT gate here. So when S is equal to 0, if S is equal to 0, so this here we will be having 1, and D1 is 1, so D0 will flow to the output, right? When S is equal to 1, D1 will flow to the output. So you can see, and now I can use an OR gate, and this is Z. So this hole is inside our 2x1 mux. So outside we only see there are two inputs you can see. One is D0, one is D1, another is select lines, and we are having Z as an output. And inside circuitry is given here. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So this is regarding the 2 cross 1 mux. Next we will see 4 cross 1 mux. This will be the same, but only the number of inputs will increase and number of select lines will also increase. So 4 cross 1 mux. Here input is how much? 4. 4 inputs and output is again 1. And how many select lines we will be requiring? Just see how many, if we are having 4 inputs, so how many combinations we can achieve 4 through how many combinations? How many bits?
2.
2 bits, right? You can see. Okay. So again, by block diagram view, if you want to see, we can have 4 cross 1 mux having 4 inputs, D0, D1, D2, D3. We are having 2 inputs, 2 select lines, S1 and S0, and correspondingly we will be having output Z. If you want to see the functional table of this, functional table will be, you can see select input, that is S1 and S0, and output Z. So we can have 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. When S1 and S0 both are 0, D0 will flow to the output. When S is 1 is 0, S0 is 1, D1 will flow to the output. At this instant, D2 will flow, and when both S1 and S0 will be high, D3 will be flowing through the output. So if you want to get D3 at the output, what you need to do? You need to put S1 and S0 both 1, 1. If both of these are 1, then obviously D3 will flow in the output. If you want to draw its logic circuit, so that also we can draw. So here we will be requiring 4 AND gates. Let us say in the first AND gate D0 is flowing. Here D1 is flowing, D2 is flowing, and D3 is flowing here. And we are having 2 select lines, S1 and S0. So for the first case, both S1 and S0 are 0, you can see. So we have to pass it through an NOT gate. So let me take it. This is one NOT gate. So S1 is 0, and then S2, S0 is also 0. So you can see S1 and S0, if both are 0, then our D0 will flow at the output. And for second case, S1 is high and S1 is low and S2 is 1. So S1 is low, that means output of this NOT gate. Let me use some different color. And S0 is 1. 1 is here. So this is D1. For third case, S1 is 1 and S0 is 0. S1 is 1, that means this is S1. And S0 is 0. So 0, that means you can take it from this point. Then this will be D2. For last case, both S1 and S0 are 1, 1. So you can see from here, S1 is 1 here. And S0 is also 1. So this will be D3. So this is the inside circuit of this 4x1 multiplexer, right? So you can use symbolically, or you can use this block diagram to represent 4x1 multiplexer. But if someone asks what is inside this 4x1 multiplexer, how this 4x1 multiplexer looks like, so you have to draw the functional table or truth table, whatever you want to say, and then you have to draw this circuitry. Is it okay? 4x1.
Can you explain again the circuit?
Your voice is little low. Can you please be little louder?
Sir, can you explain again the circuit?
Circuit. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the functional table. When S1 and S0 are both 0, 0, we will be getting D0 at the output. So when S1 and S0 are both 0, 0, we will be getting output as D0. Right? This is the first case. When S1 is 0, S0 is 1, we will be getting D1 at the output. When S1 is 1, S0 is 0, we will be getting D2 at the output. When S1 is 1, S0 is 1, we will be getting D3 at the output. So this is what I have shown in this functional table. This is clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now we want to use this, if you want to draw using logic. So there are 4 AND gates, and you can see for the first case, if you see S1 and S0 both are 0, so you can select two select line. This is S1 and this is S0. I have passed this through a NOT gate, you can see here, and again through a NOT gate here. So if S1 is 1 and 1, so what we will be getting here? Sorry, if S1 is 0 and S0 is 0, we will be getting here 1 and 1, right? So if both other inputs are 1, and here what we will be getting, if both are 0, here we will be getting 0, here we will be getting 1, and here we will be getting 0. Here we will be getting 0, and here we will be getting 1, and here we will be getting 0, 0. If S0 and if S1 and S0 both are 0, so this is the condition that we will be getting, right? Now what we want, when both the select inputs are 0, what output we are getting? We are getting D0. So you can see here when for AND gate, all the input should remain high, right? So you can see for the first case, both S1 and S0 are 1, 1. You can see rest all the other cases, one input is 0, right? So therefore D0, if D0 is high, output D0 will flow at the output. So here I have forgot to add one OR gate. So this will be our output, right? So D0 is high, D1 is 0, D1 is 0, D1 is 0. So what we will be getting? We will be getting D0. Because you can see for the second case, that is for this case, one input is became 0. For this case, one input is became 0. For this case, both the inputs are 0. So output will be 0 for all the other cases. Only for the first case, D0 will be high, and in the output, what we will be getting? D0. For the second case, if you want to see, let me rub it. Okay. For the second case, let us say 0, 1, right? This is the second case. S1 can be 0 and S0 can be 1. So see what will be flowing. If S1 is 0 and this is passed through a NOT gate, so here what we will be getting? We will be getting 1. And here what we will be getting? S0, you can see it is S0 is 1, and this is we will be getting as 0, right? So here one input is became 0, right? And in this case we will be getting 1 here, and this you can see S1 is coming from this here, right? So this will be 1, and this case this will be 0, and this will be 0, and last case this will be 0 and this will be 1. So here again you see in this case only both the S1 and S0 are 1, 1. That means if D1 is high and S1 and both the inputs of the AND gate is also 1, so what we will be getting at the output of this AND gate? D1. So D1 will be high for the second case and all other will be low. So at the output what we will be getting? D1. What is the case when we are getting D1? 0, 1. Similarly, you can verify for 1, 0 and 1, 1 as well. So respective output you will get. Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. we have seen 2x1 multiplexer, 4x1 multiplexer. Similarly, there will be 8x1 and 32x1. So I will not be drawing the circuit for 8x1 and 32x1. Just by block diagram I will be showing. So first we will see for 2x1. We are having two input, that is D0 and D1. Select line will be 1. You can call it S, S0, whatever you want, and output will be Z. For 4x1, we are having 4x1 multiplexer. 4 inputs are there, and to select these 4 inputs, how many select lines we will be requiring? 2 select lines. You can call it S0 and S1. Here D0 to D3, and there will be 1 output. Similarly for 8x1, we will be having 8 input. Let us say D0. Last input is D7. And how many select lines we will be requiring for 8x1?
3.
3 select lines. You can call it S0, S1, and S2, where this is LSB and this is MSB, and this is our output Z. For 32x1, we will be having input 32 input, that is D0 to D31. And how many select lines will be there?
5.
5. Yes. So S0, S1, S2, S3, S4, and output will be Z. So 16x1, D0 to D15. 15 inputs, because 16x1 you can see here 16 is the input. And how many select line? 4 select line. S0, S1, S2, S3, and this will be Z. Similarly, you can have, in this way you can have 64x1, 128x1, so on and so forth, right? This much is clear up to this point. And if anyone wants to see what is inside the circuit or what is inside this box, so you have to draw the logic circuit, which I have drawn it here. Okay. Now we will see some examples how we can use this multiplexer and use and implement our logics, that we will see. For example, use multiplexer to implement logic function. So we are having a logic function f is equal to a XOR b XOR c, right? So this function we have to implement using multiplexer. So we will see how we can implement this logic function. If you see this is you can say this is for sum operation or full adder, right? Just for your reference, I am reminding you this is a full adder, right? So here how many inputs are there? So A, B, C. So 3 inputs are there, A, B, and C. You can call it as select line 0, select line 1, select line 2. So 0, 0, 0. I'm filling this table 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. So here we will be having function. Function is what? A XOR B XOR C, right? So we have to implement this. So tell me what we will be getting here. 0 XOR with 0 is how much? For the first case?
0.
0 XOR with 0 will be 0. XOR with 0 will be 0. So output we will be having 0. Here, what will be the output we will be getting? 0 XOR with 0 will be 0. 0 XOR with 1 will be 1.
1.
Right? XOR operation, I hope you remember. So what is XOR operation? A, B, and let us say A XOR B. So here 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. So only for this two case, output will be 1. But if the input is same, output will be 0. In this case, what will be output we will be getting?
1.
Here?
0.
0. In this case?
1. 1.
1 XOR with 0 will be 1. 1 XOR with 0 will be 1. In this case?
0.
0. In this case?
0.
0. In last case?
1.
1. Right? So now you can call this as D0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, and D7. So this will become your inputs, and we will be having 8x1 multiplexer. We are having 3 select line, S0, S1, S2. What we are calling this in our example, this is C, B, and A. And we are having, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let us say this is D0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7. So just see. So let us just see what is 1 here. D1 and D2 is 1, D4 is 1, and D7 is 1. So that in this input we will be providing input as 1, and in all other we will be providing input as 0. So D1, D2, D4, D7. So D1 is this, D2 is this, then we are having D4 and then D7, right? So let me draw like this. So this will be 1. That's for all the other cases. Are you able to understand this? This will be 0. And so function we will be getting as this will be the function that we will be getting, this, that is A XOR B XOR C. Again, see the function truth table. So you can see D1 and D2, 1 is flowing, D4 also 1 is flowing, and D7 1 is flowing. So D1 is flowing here, 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 and here. So that is what we have made in the input. So D1, D2, D4, D7 is 1. And for all the other cases, it will be 0. Is it okay? So this IC is called as 74151A. The name of the IC is 74151A. It is readily available in the market. If you ask for this IC, they will provide you 8x1 multiplexer, which is having this input. So you can provide any input here and obtain, and you can get any of the combinational function or the logic function that you want to derive. For this case, we have drawn it for A XOR B XOR C. If you want to implement this logic, what you have to do, you have to provide input 1 to this D1, D2, D4, and D7, and you have to provide 0 input to the D0, D3, D5, and D6. Just see once more. So what is the problem we are having? We have to implement this logic, that is A XOR B XOR C, using multiplexer. What we have drawn? We have drawn the truth table ABC, and we are calling this as S2, S1, and S0 for the select line. And inputs we are having, these are the inputs. So accordingly, we can give 1 and 0 to the respective input according to the truth table. Is it okay?
Sir, 74151A. Sir, what is the meaning of this?
This is the name of the IC. This is just a normal creature.
Okay.
Okay. Let us just move to the next example. Implement using 8x1 mux. What is the function that you want to implement? X, Y, Z. You have been provided with the min terms 0, 2, 3, and 5. What is the meaning of this min terms? If I have given you the min terms, what does this mean? This means that at 0, 2, 3, and 5, function will give value as 1. Right? This is what does it mean, because this is the min term which has been provided to you. Right? For 0, 2, 3, and 5, our function will give 1. So this is again become very simple. What you have to do, you have to implement an 8x1 mux. You are having 3 inputs, X, Y, Z. 8 inputs. Let us say D0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, and D7. What do you want to implement? Again, you have to give 1 to which input? 0, 2, 3, and 5. So 0 is what? This is 0, 2, 3, and 5. So at these, we want to give 1 as the input, and for rest other cases, input is 0. So this will give the output of function x, y, z. So just see, again, we are having the function which we want to implement, where the min terms are given. What is the meaning of min terms? That means that each of this condition, under each of this condition, our function will give one value. So you can see that I have done here. I have provided 1 to the min term, that is d0, d2, d3, and d5, and rest for all the other. Yes.
Sir, how is the multiplex mechanism working for this case?
How is the multiplex? So you are asking about the circuit?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for circuit, you have to draw first for 8x1 multiplexer. And how the 8x1 multiplexer will look like? So you are having 8 inputs. Let us say D0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7. And how many select lines will be there? Let us say S0, S1, and S2. These are our select lines, and output will be Z. Then you have to draw the functional table, that is S2, S1, and S0. And then you have to draw, let us say this is Z. You have to fill up this functional table. Let us say this is that for 0, 0, 0, this will be D0. For 0, 0, 1, this will be D1. Like for all the other cases, you can see by yourself. And for 1, 1, 1, our last input will be D7. Then you have to draw the logic circuit that I have shown for 4x1 mux. In this case, how many AND gates we will be requiring? Total inputs are 8. So 8 AND gates we will be requiring. Let us say this is first AND gate, and we will be having last AND gate. This is first AND gate, and this is 8th AND gate. In each of these AND gate, what input will be flowing? One D will be flowing. That is D0, and for the last case, D7 will be flowing here, and 3 more inputs will be flowing where these inputs will be select line. Let us say this is S2, S1, and S0. Depending upon the values of S1 and S2 and S0 that we have already seen for 4x1 case, right? Now for the first case, our output will be our select lines are, you can see 0, 0, 0. So what you have to do, you have to pass it through and not gate. So if you provide 0, 0, 0 here, so input to this AND gate will be 1, 1, 1. And since all of the inputs are 1 here, and if D0 is high, D0 will flow to the output, right? And this again will pass it through an OR gate, where we are having 6 other inputs as well, ranging from D1 to D6. And then we will be getting output as Z. So this is for 8x1 multiplexer. Now what has been asked in the problem? You can see in problem it has been asked that you have to implement a function for which the min terms is been provided to you. What are the min terms? 0, 2, 3, and 5. What does this mean? This means that at this min terms, our function will give one value. That means you have to provide D0, D2, D3, and D5 as 1. After you build this logic, after you build this circuit, what you have to do? You have to provide this 1, and because D0 is 1. Similarly, I think D2 is also 1, and D3 is also 1, and D5 is also 1. So all of this will be 1, and rest of the other will be 0. Like D7 will be 0. Are you getting this circuit that I am trying to explain? I have not drawn it fully.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this will be the whole circuit which will be looking like. But in general cases, this circuit is not required. We will replace this circuit by a simple block diagram that I have shown you. That is this block diagram. That is 8x1 mux. We are having certain inputs here. You can see 8 inputs are there. Some select lines are there, and we have built what? We have built the truth table. We do not require to build the truth table. Why? Because directly the min terms have been provided. So what you can do at this min terms, at this input lines, we can provide one input, and for all the other cases we can provide 0 input. So you can see at this, whatever the min terms have been provided, we are giving 1 input, and all the other cases we are providing 0 input. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Last problem we will be seeing, last example. So again, you have to, again a function has been provided to you. So 0, minterms have been provided to you, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 14, 15. And what has been asked in the problem, implement using 3 select inputs or 8 cross 1 mux. Okay, so how many minterms you can see here? So it is having the minterms up to 15 as well, right? So how many variables you will be having to represent this minterms?
4.
4 variables, right? That is exactly correct. But here you can see in 8 cross 1 mux, how many select lines will be there? 3 select lines, right? So 8 cross 1, if like our previous problem, we could have drawn directly, but here how many inputs are there? How many select lines will be requiring to represent this logic? Ideally, if directly we would have given that implement using 16 cross 1 multiplexer, then there will be no problem, because we can give S0, S1, S2 and S3, and then we can provide 16 inputs and provide 1 inputs wherever the minterms are given, and provide 0 input to the rest of the other cases, and our and that will be the only logic, right? That would have been very simple. But here you can see what you have to do. You have to implement it using 8 cross 1 mux, not 16 cross 1 mux, right? Are you getting what is the problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can see we want to implement this function which is requiring 4 variables, but it is also mentioned in the problem that you cannot use 16 cross 1 multiplexer. You have to implement this logic only using 8 cross 1 multiplexer. So for this case, how to proceed, we will see. Okay, so let me write S2, S1, S0, because 8 cross 1 will have only 3 inputs, right? 3 select lines. Let us just call this as A, B and C, and D is another which has not been provided a select input. D is our another variable. Why I have written 4 variables? Because the function that we are having in our hand will require 4 variables, right? You can see, because minterms is going till 15, so 15 you can implement using 4 variable only. So therefore I have used 4 variables here, A, B, C, D. Just a second. Okay. Okay, so there are 4 variables, and but minterms, so for 4 variables, but we have to implement using 8 cross 1. That means we will only be having 3 select lines. Why 3 select lines? Because it has been provided in the question that you have to use only 3 select lines. 3 select lines or 8 cross 1 multiplexing, both are the same thing, right? So I have arranged like this, right? Up till this there is no problem. Okay, so now we want to fill this table first, then we will see what can be done. Okay, we will fill all this. Just a second. So this will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. Rest of the is 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. Right? So we have filled this, and now we have to also fill the function as well, right? So function, you can see it in what are the minterms? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is not working. let me use some different color. Okay. So what are the minterms that has been provided to us? So minterms are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 14, and 15. These are our minterms. That means at this value, our function will be having one value. So this will be 1, 1, 1, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 also 1. Then we are having 10. So that this will be 0. This will be 0. 0, 0. This will be 9, and this will be 10 will be 1. 11, 0, 0. Then 14 is 1, and 15 is 1. So this is what has been provided in our problem. Now what you can do here, you can see if I divide this in this way, if I'm dividing the truth table in this way, why I'm dividing? So you can see if I have divided it in such a way that ABC is remaining the constant, that is select lines is remaining constant. So you can see in this ABC is 0, 0, 0. Here ABC is 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0 in this case, 1, 0, 1 in this case, 1, 1, 0 in this case, and last case 1, 1, 1. So I have divided this in this case in this way. Now I will use one more column.
Sir?
Just a second. Yes, please ask.
Sir, so only D will change now. So ABC will given constant.
Sorry?
Only D will change now. ABC will remain constant.
Yes, yes, yes. Only ABC, you can see ABC is remaining constant here. So I have divided this table into a subsection where ABC is remaining constant. Now based on this, we will fill the output, right? So you can see when ABC is 0, 0, 0, that is in first case, our function is what? Our function is always 1. Is it okay? You can see when ABC is 0, 0, 0, our function is 1 for the first case. In second case, if you see, if ABC is 0, 0, 1, that is for select line 1, our function is again 1. For this case, if you see here, if ABC is 0, 1, 0, what can I write in our function? I can write here function value.
Sir, not D.
Correct, very correct. D bar, because you can see when ABC is 0, 1, 0, so when D is 0, F is equal to 1. When D is 1, F is equal to 0. So you can use the another variable that is not used in select lines. So these variables are fixed in select lines, but this variable is free to use, right? So when ABC, you can see for this case that is 0, 1, 0, I can represent it using D bar. That means whenever A, B, C is having 0, 1, 0, I can pass the input to that as D bar. Next case, if you see when 0, 1, 0, what I can write here? Anyone?
So 0.
0, because both the inputs are 0. Irrespective of D, our output will remain 0 for this case. For 1, 0, 0,
0.
0 again. You can see both the inputs are 0. For 1, 0, 1,
1.
for 1, 1, 0,
0.
0. For 1, 1, 1, for 1, 1, 1, we will be having 1. Okay. So this will be representing now our D0 line. This will be D1. This will be D2. This will be D3. This will be D4. This will be D5. This will be D6. And this will be D7. So now we can use a 8x1 multiplexer. Just a second. I can have an 8x1 multiplexer here. We're having 3 select lines, that is A, B, and C, right? You can call it as S0, S1, and S2. And we are having 8 input line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let us say this D0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7, and then we are having output as, you can call it as Z, right? So what is D0 here? You can see D0 is 1.
1.
So I can provide here 1. What is D1?
1.
1. Then D bar. So 1. Then we are having D bar. Then we are having 2 0, 1 0 1, 1 0 1. Then we are having 2 0 and 1 0 1. Or what you can do, you can provide here in this. This will be, you can say this is 1, and I can provide here 1. So this is 1, and this will be D bar. What you can do here, you can provide D here, add a NOT gate. So this will be D bar, and for all the other cases, this will be 0. So you can see what we have done. We have used in problem 4 variables are provided to you, and we have been asked to implement it using 8x1. So that only we have used 8x1 multiplexer, and we have represented the our function what has been provided in our problem. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So again, I will explain this because there is a high possibility that this will be coming in your exam. Okay. So let me just explain it again. So this is the function which you want to implement, but it has been provided the condition that select line 3 should be used or 8x4 multiplexer should be used. Both are having the same meaning, right? In 8x4 multiplexer, we are having 3 select inputs only, 3 select inputs, right? But here, if you see in the function, how many variables it will be requiring to express this function? 4 variables will be requiring, right? If this condition was not given, then you can directly use 16x1 multiplexer, and you can implement this logic by providing, because these are the min terms. Min terms mean at this input, our input will be 1, and for rest of all the other cases, our input will be 0, right? But we do not, but we have to implement it using 8x1 multiplexer. So in these cases, what we have to do, 3 variables you can use as a select line, and 1 variable you can use as a input, right? So same thing I have done. 3 select variables, you can see S0, S1, and S0 I have used as select variables, and D is another variable here. Then I have drawn the table, and in that table what I have found a pattern. According to that pattern, I have subdivided this table such that in each of the subdivision, ABC is remaining constant, right? So because these are select lines, so this, if ABC is 0 0 0, that will correspond to D0 input, right? If ABC is 0 0 1, that will correspond to D1 input. If ABC is 1 0 1, that will correspond to D2 input. Similarly, so on and so forth. And then we are having D variable as well. Now what we have to do, function values has been also provided with to us in the problem. So accordingly we have written, just a second. So accordingly we have written this function value, right? Because this has been provided in our problem. Now after the division, what you have to observe each of the subsection. So here you can see function value is irrespective of the value of variable D. So when ABC is 0 0 0, our function will be having 1 value. Again here second case also 1 value. The problem will come in the third case. You can see here in this case. So for 0 1 0, that is for D2 input, our function is a function of variable D, and not D but D bar. Why D bar? Because whenever our D is 0, function is giving 1 value. Whenever our D is 1, function is given, our output is 0. So that is why I have written D. If the same D was there, if instead of 1 it is 0 and 1, then we would have given here D, right, instead of D bar. Then same pattern will be followed here for the rest of the cases. Then you can assign the input, that is D0 to D7, and correspondingly you can provide the input to the 8x1 multiplexer that I have done in this diagram. Is it okay?
Sir, it means that D2 can take both 0 and 1 at different times.
Can you please repeat?
So D2 is taking the variable D.
Yes, is taking a
but
variable
I-
d bar,
Yes, sir. But we are giving
bar.
D and then we are.
not get.
Yes, sir.
So then we are
But
having d bar.
actually, it has to take some value now, 0
Yes,
or 1.
yes, yes.
So it will be taking both 0 and 1 at
If
different
yes,
times.
if d is 0, that means this case will be there, right? If d is 0, then this case will be there. Then output, what output we will be getting? We will be getting output as d bar. If it is getting d, you are saying if d is 0, then what output we will be getting? We will be getting here 0, d bar. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So we will stop here. Let us recollect what we have seen today. Okay, so we have started a new topic. Called multiplexer. So multiplexer means sharing. There are two types of multiplexer: time multiplexing and frequency multiplexing. In time multiplexing, the bandwidth is used by one device at a time. Whereas in frequency multiplexing, all the device can access the same bandwidth but at different frequency. And we have seen the example as well. For frequency multiplexing, radio is an example. For time multiplexing, your computer peripheral is an example, right? And then coming back to the multiplexer definition, multiplexer or data selector logic is a logic that accepts several data inputs. As you can see, there are several data inputs and allows only one output according to the select lines. According to the select lines by selecting the input. So these are the select inputs which are being given. So three parts are there in multiplexer: input, output, and select line. Depending upon the select input, whatever we are providing at the input, corresponding input will be flowing to the output. So first we have started with the 2x1 multiplexer. We are having two inputs. One select lines will be required to represent these two inputs. We are having an output here. So this is a functional table. When s is equal to 0, d0 will flow. When s is equal to 1, d1 will flow. So this will be the inside circuitry of 2x1 multiplexer will look like. Then 4x1 multiplexer, 4 inputs, 2 select lines. So this is the functional table again. When both the inputs are 0, d0 will be flowing to the output. When 0, 1, d1 will be flowing. 1, 0, d2 will be flowing. So it is depending upon us. If you want d3 at the output, what you need to do, you can provide 1, 1 at the select input, right? If you provide 1, 1 input to the select, we will be getting at the output d3. So this is the circuitry of 4x1 multiplexer. Then we have seen that we can generalize it to 32x1, 16x1, or many more to higher level as well. Then we have seen example to implement this as a combinational logic. The function is a cross b, a XOR b XOR c. So you can see I have implemented it using a XOR b XOR c. So this is the truth table. Correspondingly, value of d0 to d7 you can calculate because we have already seen what is a XOR b XOR c. You can provide dedicated input to 1 and 0, and you can provide the select input as a, b, and c. Second input, you can see 3 variables are requiring and 8x1, so 3 select lines, so there is also no problem. Last example that we have seen is we are having a 4 variable, but we want to implement it using 8x1 multiplexer. So here what we have done, we have taken 3 variables as select input and 1 variable as floating. You can say this is a floating variable. You can take this as a homework. You can float a as a variable and you can select other 3 variables as select inputs, right? You can do it by your own. Here I have taken d as a float input. What you can do, you can take a as a float input, then divide the table, and then tell me what is whatever input, whatever, or you can how you can implement this, right? Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you can float a as a variable, and you can select a, b, c, d as a select input, right? And then divide the table. Then use your own logic. So in that case, our circuit will be different. That is 8x1. So here I have divided it. So you can see for this 0, 0, 0 case, that is d0 case, our function is always 1. For d1 case, our function is 1. For d2 case, our function is d bar. That is whatever d input d is having, it will be always invert. For third, that is 0, 0, that is d3, d0. Similarly, so on and so forth, right? lastly, we can implement it using 8x1 multiplexer. So this is we have implemented 4 variable combination, 4 variable logic using 8x1 multiplexer. Now we will stop.